ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Yes, so we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, fourth canto, the creation of the fourth order, chapter number 2, Daksa curse Lord Shiva, and verse number 29. But we will read from 26th verse today. Prabhuji is little down by his health, so we will read today. Okay, verse number 26. सर्वभक्षाद्विजावृत्तैर्धृतविद्यात् पौव्रता वित्तदेहेन्द्रिया रामा याचका विचरन्मितः. Translation.
These Brahmanas take to education, austerity, and vows only for the purpose of maintaining the body. They shall be devoid of discrimination between what to eat and what not to eat. They will acquire money, begging from door to door, simply for the satisfaction of the body. Purport. The third curse inflicted by Nandishvara on the Brahmanas who supported Daksha is completely functioning in this age of Kali. The so-called Brahmanas are no longer interested in understanding the nature of the Supreme Brahman. Although a Brahmana means one who has attained knowledge about Brahman. In the Vedanta Sutra also it is stated Atato Brahma Jigyasa. This human form of life is meant for realization of the Supreme Brahman, the absolute truth. Or in other words, human life is meant for one's elevation to the post of a Brahmana. Unfortunately, the modern Brahmanas or so-called Brahmanas who come in originally Brahminical families have left their own occupational duties, but they do not allow others to occupy the post of Brahmanas. The qualifications for Brahmanas are described in the scriptures in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Bhagavad Gita, and all other Vedic literatures. Brahmana is not a hereditary title or position. If someone from a non-Brahmanical family, for example, one born in a family of Shudras, tries to become a Brahmana by being properly qualified under the instruction of a bona fide spiritual master, these so-called Brahmanas will object. Such Brahmanas, having been cursed by Nandishvara, are actually in a position where they have no discrimination between eatables and non-eatables and simply live to maintain the perishable material body and its family. Such fallen conditioned souls are not worthy to be called Brahmanas. But in Kali Yuga, they claim to be Brahmanas. And if a person actually tries to attain the Brahmanical qualification, they try to hinder his progress. This is the situation in the present age. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu condemned this principle very strongly. During his conversation with Ramananda Rai, he said that regardless of whether a person is born in a Brahmana family or a Shudra family, regardless of whether he is a householder or a sannyasi, if he knows the science of Krishna, he must be a spiritual master. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had many so-called Shudra disciples like Haridas Thakur and Ramananda Rai. Even the Goswamis were principal students of Sri Lord Chaitanya, were also ostracized from Brahmana society. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by his grace, made them first class Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.
Yes. We'll go to the next verse. Text 27. तस्यैव वदता शापं श्रुत्वा द्विजकुलाय वै भृगु प्रत्यसृजश्चापं ब्रह्मदण्डं दुरत्ययम्.
Hare Krishna. I'll read translation. When all the hereditary Brahmanas were thus cursed by Nandishvara, the sage Bhrigu, as a reaction, condemned the followers of Lord Shiva with this very strong Brahminical curse. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The word Duratyaya is particularly used in reference in a Brahmand. Sorry, 1 second. Brahmanda. Brahmananda or cursed by a Brahmananda or cursed by a Brahmana. Brahmadanda, that is not Brahmananda. Brahmadanda or cursed by a Brahmana. A curse by a 1 second. A curse by a Brahmana is very strong. Therefore, he is called Duratyaya or insurmountable. As the Lord states in Bhagavad Gita, the stringent laws of nature are insurmountable. Similarly, if a curse is uttered by a Brahmana, that curse is also insurmountable. But Bhagavad Gita also says that the curses are benedictions of the material world, or after all, a material creation. The Chaitanya Charitamrita confirms that that which is accepted in this material world ought to be benediction, and that which is taken to be a curse are both on the same platform because they are material. To get out this material contamination, one should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as recommended in Bhagavad Gita 7.14. Mama eva e prapadyante mayam itam tarantite. The best part is to transcend all material curses and benedictions and take shelter of the Supreme Lord Krishna and remain in a transcendental position. Person who has taken shelter of Krishna are always peaceful. They are never cursed by anyone, nor do they attempt to curse anyone. This is transcendental position. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yes. I'll go to the next verse, 28. Bhavavrtadharaye ca yetastansa manurta pashandinaste bhavantu sachastra paripanthinah. Translation.
One who takes a vow to satisfy Lord Shiva or who follows such principles will certainly become an atheistic and be diverted from transcendental
Oh, her voice is not coming. Somebody can pick.
Should I read the purport, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mother.
It is purport. It is sometimes seen that the devotees of Lord Shiva imitate the characteristics of Lord Shiva. For example, Lord Shiva drank an ocean of poison, so some of the followers of Lord Shiva imitate him and try to take intoxicants like ganja, that is marijuana. Here the curse is that if someone follows such principles, he must become an infidel and turn against the principles of Vedic regulation. It is said that such devotees of Lord Shiva will be Satchastra Paripantinaha, which means opposed to the conclusion of Shastra or scripture. This is confirmed in the Padma Purana also. Lord Shiva was ordered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to preach the impersonal or Mayavad philosophy for a particular purpose, just as Lord Buddha preached the philosophy of voidness for a particular purpose mentioned in the Shastras. Sometimes it is necessary to preach a philosophical doctrine which is against the Vedic conclusion. In the Shiva Purana, it is stated that Lord Shiva said to Parvati that in the Kali Yuga, in the body of Brahmana, he would preach the Mayavadi philosophy. Thus, it is generally found that the worshippers of Lord Shiva are Mayavadi followers. Lord Shiva himself says, Mayavadam asatya chastram asatta sastra, as explained here, means the doctrine of Mayavada impersonalism or becoming one with the Supreme. Bhrigu Muni cursed that persons who worship Lord Shiva would become followers of this Mayavadi Asa Shastra, which attempts to establish that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is impersonal. Besides that, among the worshippers of Lord Shiva, there is a section who live a devilish life. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and Narada Pancha-tattva are authorized scriptures that are considered Sata Shastra or scriptures which lead one to the path of God realization. Asat Shastra are just the opposite. Hare Krishna.
Yes, we'll go to the next verse, 29th. Nashta shaucha mudadhiyo jata bhasmasthi dharinah vishantu shivadiyakshayam yatra daivam surasavam. Translation.
Okay. Those who to worship Lord Shiva are so foolish that they imitate him by keeping long hair on their heads. When initiated into worship of Lord Shiva, they prefer to live on wine, flesh, and other such things. Purport. Indulging in wine and meat, keeping long hair on one's head, not bathing daily, and smoking ganja, marijuana are some of the habits which are accepted by foolish creatures who do not have regulated lives. By such behavior, one becomes devoid of transcendental knowledge. In the initiation into the Shiva mantra, there are mudrikashtaka, in which it is sometimes recommended that one make his sitting place on the vagina and then desire nirvana or dissolution of existence. In that process of worship, wine is needed, or sometimes in place of wine, palm tree juice, which is converted into an intoxicant. This is also offered according to Shivo Agama, a scripture on the method of worshipping Lord Shiva. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes. We'll read a last one verse. 4.2.30. Brahmacha brahmanaschaiva yadyuyam parinindata saitum vidharanam punsam ataha pashandamashritah. Translation.
Shall I read, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Bhrigu Muni continued, since you blaspheme the Vedas and the Brahmanas, who are full followers of Vedic principles, it is understood that you have already taken shelter of the doctrine of atheism. Purport. Bhrigu Muni, in cursing Nandishvara, said that not only would they be degraded as atheists because of this curse, but they had already fallen to the standard of atheism because they had blasphemed the Vedas, which are the source of human civilization. Human civilization is based on the qualitative divisions of social order, namely the intelligent class, the martial class, the productive class, and the laborer class. The Vedas provide the right direction for advancing in spiritual cultivation and economic development, and regulating the principle of sense gratification, so that ultimately one may be liberated from material contamination to his real state of spiritual identification. Atha, sorry.
Aham Brahmasmi.
As long as one is the contamination of material existence, one changes bodies from the aquatics up to the position of Brahma. But the human form of life is the highest perfectional life in the material world. The Vedas give directions by which to elevate oneself in the next life. The Vedas are the mother for such instructions, and the Brahmanas or persons who are knowledge or who are in knowledge of the Vedas are the father. Thus, if one blasphemes the Vedas and Brahmanas, naturally one goes down to the status of atheism. The exact word used in Sanskrit is nastika, which refers to one who does not believe in the Vedas but manufactures some concocted system of religion. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said that the followers of the Buddhist system of religion are Nastikas. In order to establish his doctrine of non-violence, Lord Buddha flatly refused to believe in the Vedas, and thus later Shankaracharya stopped this system of religion in India and forced it to go outside India. Here it is stated, Brahmana means the Vedas.
Go ahead, Adarsh.
Brahma means the Vedas. Aham Brahmasmi means I am in full knowledge. The Vedic assertion is that one should think that he is Brahman, for actually he is Brahmana. If Brahma or Vedic spiritual science is condemned and the masters of the spiritual science, the Brahmanas, are condemned, then where does human civilization stand? Bhrigu Muni said, "It is not due to my cursing that you shall become atheist. You are already situated in the principle of atheism. Therefore, you are condemned." Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yes. So we'll stop here little earlier today and continue tomorrow. Thank you, Prabhupada.
Thank you, Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhupada, thank you.
Prabhupada, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.